Hi, I see all the time, charge your worth. You should charge your worth, but are you covering your costs? Because if you don't know what you cost yourself as a freelancer or as a business, then you may be your worst enemy. So I created this spreadsheet in Google Sheets, and I will share in the description a link to copy it to your own. Now, you need to know how many hours you will actually bill a week. And you may think that you want to work 40 hours, but does that mean that you will be charging the client for every single hour? No, you're going to be answering emails, doing your marketing, going on Twitter, taking business calls, eating lunch, going to the bathroom, eating a snack. Even if you have a 40-hour work week, you do not bill that time that way. At the most, you'll work 6 hours. So 6 hours a day times 5 is 30 hours a week. So with these fixed costs per month, which it links to the other tab, you cost yourself $44 an hour. So if you want to make $7,000 a month, and when I say make, I mean how much revenue, I probably should actually change this. How much revenue do you want to bill a month, right? How much revenue? We have to go away from this idea that we're making a certain amount of money, because you're not making. Making means either gross profit or net profit. So we're so stuck in the employee mindset of thinking that we make $25 an hour, we make $45 an hour. But even if you make $44 an hour, you only are going to be at zero, which means no profit. No business, no freelancer could be sustainable with that price. So let's talk about your expenses. Here are some sample expenses that I have of SaaS things that are common for anybody in an online marketing business. You might not be using these exact same things, but suffice it to say, I'm spending about $283 a month on internet services, software as a service, in order to have a website, marketing, and all those things, and charging credit cards to get marketing consults. This revenue comes from this spreadsheet, and it comes from right here, so don't mess with that. Basically, if you see a formula up here, don't mess with it. Expenses, that comes from here. That's the gross profit. Revenue minus expenses is your gross profit, which is $80,000 a year. But this now is, okay, what do you want your salary to be? Now, here I put $65,000, but what if you think, oh, I only want to make $25 an hour? So let's talk about this. So with $25 an hour, did you see that your revenue went down? Because this is tied to how much you charge. If you only want to make $52,000, it's going to be much more difficult to hit that $7,000 mark of what you want to make. You have to have about a 54% profit margin, and that's fine. You can totally do that, because at working, when I say working, I mean billable hours. Working 30 hours a week costs your company, with those fixed costs, including your salary, okay? That does not include your payroll taxes or self-employment or income taxes. Those kinds of things, and your health insurance, that's coming out of your salary for the case of most freelancers. So freelancers are taking in money, you're keeping track of that, you're getting 1099s, okay? So, but you still have to know how much you cost yourself. So if you want to have $7,000 a month and only work 30 hours a week, then you need to charge at least $55 an hour. And I know what you're thinking, but Bridget, I don't charge by the hour. Now this number is internal. It's your in-house hourly rate. So if you have a project that you think is going to take 10 hours, what I want you to do is multiply 10 times 55. Now, if you want to do and charge $550, I would also encourage you to add 10% onto that hours because you probably underbid it. So if you want to make more money than $52,000 a year, let's say 65 where it was before, then you don't have to have such a high profit margin, right? You could have a high profit margin, but it's up to you. And so with this spreadsheet, you'll be able to decide for yourself, oh, I have lipstick on my teeth. Oh, how embarrassing. You'll be able to decide for yourself what you really want to charge yourself and then how much profit you want to make. Reverse engineer that. Track your time. Rhonda Nygaard from Fat Dog Creatives uses Timular. I will put a link to her affiliate link in the description of this video. And then see, are you really billing 10 hours when you're saying the project costs 10 hours? Or is some of that client time? Next time, add 2 more hours if you know you're probably going to be on client calls and emails. So I would love to hear how this helps you in your freelancing business. Give me a thumbs up, share it on Twitter. Bye.